Minecraft, sexy. And what could be sexier than doing responsible things like farming and laying down infrastructure for future improvement? Okay, there'll be some exciting caving at the end of the episode as well, but let's go ahead and get started with Exploration and Tactics with Brian. Welcome back to Exploration and Tactics with Brian. And in last episode, we had a number of kind of remaining tasks left over, some responsibilities for the beginning of this episode. So we're going to begin this episode with a montage as we take care of all that stuff. Let's see how much diamonds I can get with my Fortune 3 pick. Woohoo! Back here, diamonds. 8. Huzzah! And I had 36 redstone ore blocks. And so I'm going to fortune them up as well. I think fortune works on redstone. Wonder if I should try that out, actually. Let's see, I managed to get 73 out of 2 rows. I'm curious if I go through one row with a non-fortune pick. I got, yeah, only 20-something more, so less than half. So it does seem like fortune is giving some kind of investment on return here, and so I will use fortune on the redstone. But this is great for any redstone contraptions I'm going to build in the future. I'm going to have plenty of redstone. Awesome. More than 3 stacks. Alright, and now I have an enchantment table that I can leave over at the other base. And I've also created enough bookcases that I'll be able to have a full enchantment station over there. So that is great. I want to make a rail line through the Nether. And it has to be about 300 blocks long, and so I think that gave me 4 stacks. Yeah, this should give me about 5 stacks of rails, which will be about what I need. And then I'll need to make some powered rails as well. Alright, here's some powered rails. Great. I think in the Nether we need half slabs in order to keep the pigmen off the tracks. Alright, and in the Nether, I believe what everyone does to keep the pigmen off the tracks is that they put half slabs on the level above, and for some reason you can actually ride the minecart through the half slabs, and since they're transparent blocks, you don't actually suffocate inside them. But that keeps pigmen from spawning there. And this is a narrow track that I will kind of suffocate in every time I try to get out of the minecart. But in any case, this seems like it will be doable, so I'm going to try this out. Alright, it doesn't go the whole way because I don't have it going down the stairs at the end, but let's take a look and see if this works. Take a half a heart of suffocation damage there as I go up that little step. But if this is good enough, then I will take it. And it seems like perhaps it's going to work good enough. Hooray! Awesome, and so now we can quickly travel through the Nether, between a couple of bases over here, take some suffocation damage as I'm getting out, and then down the stairs is the other portal. Great. Awesome. And while we're over here, we can finally go and collect the moss stone from the zombie dungeon so we can add it to our zombie dungeon count. And fortunately, I know exactly how to get there because you just go down this staircase and then kind of winds around and goes down a little bit, and then we'll get to the zombie dungeon. And of course I'm going to say that now I won't be able to find it. No, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to find it. Because I went down here and then I heard zombies and I kind of dug around a little bit until I found this area, and then the dungeon was right over here, I believe. Here. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to mine up all this moss stone, and then we'll use our handy-dandy rail line to get back through the nether quickly back to the original base so that we can put down the zombie dungeon count. Wind chimes! Hooray! While I was in the zombie dungeon, I also mined up all of the resources in the lit cavern over there. And, oh, I've got some leftover glass to smelt, but I got almost another stack of iron and a whole bunch of coal, and so that is a nice little bonus. But now, let's go back and count our zombie dungeon. Alright, well I accidentally pushed the cart onto the thing before hopping into it, and now the cart is kind of trapped right down there. You can just see it. And so I think I'm going to need an access line next to this. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so now I have bottom slabs all across the little line next to the rail line, so that if for some reason... Ooh, got a full slab over here. I can replace that. Zing! So if for some reason I lose a cart inside the rail system, I can always walk beside it, and since, once again, these are lower half slabs, the pigmen won't be able to spawn in this corridor, and so our entire rail corridor should be pigmen free, and so that is terrific. And we're back home to the Hall of Structure Counts, or whatever this thing is called. And we found one more zombie dungeon, and so, boom! We can add it to our count. So we've got 4 zombie dungeons at this point. Huzzah, huzzah. This is an interesting graphical glitch with the door. It just happened when I planted the soul sand, and so I'm actually curious, or planted this nether wart. And so I'm curious to see if I can replicate it. Oh, nope, this time it didn't do it. Huh. Alright, that was weird. The next thing that I want to do involves having a ton of glass, and so I know just the beach where we can go dig up a bunch of sand, and so I'm going to go hop in a boat and sail into the beach over there and flatten it out and gather up a bunch of sand. So I'll meet you guys over there. And here we are, arriving at this beautiful large biome beach. So I will hop out of the boat, and basically my plan is to just kind of flatten it out so it's all the same height. And in the meantime, you can see I have some furnaces on my bar. And basically that's so that as I'm digging up the sand, I can also be cooking up the glass. And so, yeah, we'll go ahead and get that started. In any case, I've got a lot of digging in my future. Alright, well, I'm making lots of progress, but it didn't occur to me that the diamond shovel is actually going to be the weak link here, because it is running out of durability. And so I've got a stack in each furnace going right now, and I've got another, this will probably be enough, 7 stacks of sand on me at this point, and so maybe I should just call it a day there, because we're going to run out of shovel again soon, but I think that might be enough glass, and so I have a lot of glass that I need to go ahead and cook. And one thing I am curious about, actually, is you definitely get experience when you remove items from the furnace. Like so, you can hear the happy wind chimes. I'm not sure if you also get the experience if you break the furnace. I don't think you do, and so I think it is important to actually kind of take the items out of the furnace if you want to get all of the experience from it. And so I will go ahead and kind of quickly empty these guys again, but then I'll go ahead and break these furnaces, and I will take all of this stuff back with me, and we'll finish cooking up this glass, and then I can work on the project that I need the glass for. So I will see you guys once again in a moment. Oh, come back, boat! No! No! The boat is getting away from me! Boats. When will they ever learn? I kind of like the look of approaching my new house over here at night. Got all these kind of torches laid out on the hillside. Still a number of places where monsters could spawn, but then the house kind of glowing on the... Speaking of monsters, I see lots of them. I'm not sure what just happened to my boat either. I think it might have just broken. That's a bummer. Yeah, but this is a pretty hillside. But now I have a number of monsters to contend with just to get back to the house. What will Brian do? He will destroy a zombie. Die, foul zombie. Give me your experience. Speaking of experience, despite the fact that it's been from... Oh, I really need to work on killing creepers without having them explode. Despite the fact that it's been from like killing cows to get leather and smelting glass and kind of crazy silly little tasks like that, nevertheless, it's already the case that I'm getting close to being back up to level 30. And so we may have to go home and enchant something again, and it might be a new diamond shovel since I've just about exhausted this one. Alright, but rather than continue to fight all of these crazy enemies, I'm just going to go sleep in the bed. Yes, cook up some more glass, and I will see you guys in a bit. It occurred to me that I hadn't yet built my new enchanting station over at this house, and so I was trying to figure out where to do it. And then it hit me that, of course, the ideal place to build an enchanting station is on an elevated netherrack platform overlooking the ocean. And so here we are, and here is my new enchanting station, and it can get up to level 30, as you can see there. And you can also see that I've been cooking up lots of glass. And yeah, at this point, this is really kind of a fully fledged base over here in the Extreme Hills biome. And so we're going to be able to use this as kind of a base of operations and do lots of caving and different things moving forward. So I'm almost at level 30, and I see a zombie down there. I might go kill a few more bad guys just to get up to level 30, and we can try to enchant a diamond shovel, maybe? Except for I don't have any diamonds over here, do I? I do not. Maybe we need to go looking for some more diamonds. I will be right back. Actually, no. There's a correct order of doing things. I just created all of this glass, and now we might as well use it. And some of you might have already been able to guess what the glass is for. But basically, in the Nether, it is the case that as I am trying to get up to my rail line from the portal over here, there are ghasts who like to try to take pot shots at me as I kind of climb this staircase. And so the glass is going to hopefully try to solve that problem. I see a ghast over in the distance over here. Hopefully he will not get a chance to shoot at me before I start doing all of this, but basically up here I finally get into the ceiling and then I'm safe. And so with all of this glass, with any luck, we can just kind of glass in this entire staircase. And since mobs can't see through glass, the gas will not be able to shoot at us if I can successfully glass all of this in. And so I'm going to take a shot at doing that. I've never tried to do this. Yikes! Oh, crap. He's already taken a shot. Might need to kill that gas. Do I have any arrows on me? Yes, I have 17 arrows, so I should be able to destroy at least him. And based on how ghasts... Yay, I got him. Shoot, I know that when they're way below you, they always aim too low, and when they're way above you, they always aim too high. Oops. And so I can exploit that fact in order to know that he's not going to be able to shoot me from down there. And I'm not sure exactly how much of this I'm going to need to, because, like, I don't need it to be glassed all the way to the ceiling. I can then start kind of, like, boxing myself in as I go down the stairs. Alright, this is going to be somewhat delicate work, but so far it seems reasonably quiet and doable. Alright, so I'm going to try to work on this, and I might do another little montage or a cut or something, and see you guys in a bit. And I am stuck in an invisible block as I am trying to build around me. Fix your game, Jeb. Let's see if logging out and logging back in fixes it. Yep, because now the block is here. Apparently there's a piece of netherrack. Shoo! Ugh. Alright, but basically you can see what I've got going. I've got enough glass that as I build a rail line, I'll kind of like be able to see out, but then I'm using netherrack to kind of box out the ceiling as I go further down the stairs. And here's another piece of netherrack that is somewhere Apparently not right here, otherwise I'd be picking it up. Minecraft. Alright, I've gotten to the point to where I've almost done glassing this in, but there is a ghast over here who I need to get rid of, who's already explodified. I think some of the glass that I had over here. Let's see if I can manage to get this guy. Alright, where'd he go? There he is. Come back here, Ghast. Oh. Oh, yes! Got him. Awesome. Great. Alright, while it is quiet, let's try to glass in enough of this whole area. I think we are going to be able to do it. Still have a little bit at the ceiling. Alright, but this is super cool. There's still a bit of kind of aesthetic tidying up to do around here, but at this point I pretty much have a glassed-in way to travel out of here and up to my rail track, which I will bring all the way down here probably now, and get over to the other portal, and so that is super cool. And as usual in the Nether, I'm getting some frame rate issues, so I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, I managed to get stuck on my rail line again. I cannot right-click to get out of the cart, and I cannot just break the cart with my sword, and so that's kind of a bummer. I believe... Right, I can break the... Whoa! Alright. Yes, I can break the half slab that I was inside of, and then get out. And so that wasn't too bad. Oh, I see. Somehow, I ended up with a full block over here. Alright, that is easy to fix. Okay, it took a bit of experimenting and utilizing both upper half slabs and lower half slabs for sloped portion of the rail. Hello, Ghast, you can't see me, haha. In order to, get both the flat portions of the rail line and the sloped portions of the rail line, but now I finally have an entire powered rail that goes between my two portals for extremely fast travel through the Nether between my two bases. And so that took a bit of time to do, but I'm pleased with the result, and so that makes me happy. And yeah, I have to see how much footage I have at this point today. It's been kind of like a little bit of work on tons of little projects, but yeah, we have to see where we're at. We still have a bit more time for this episode, so off camera I've just done some farming and some smelting in order to push my level up to level 30, and I created a new diamond shovel, and so let's see what we're going to get at level 30 this time. Efficiency 4. Well, I will take it. I would have liked a little bit more, but that is better than the previous shovel that I had, and so at this point... I think we are kind of done over here at this space, and I want to go back to the extreme hills, and so I'll meet you guys back over there. Item repair! Do-do-do-do! Alright, and with the fresh iron sword, some fresher armor, I think I am ready to go on another kind of epic caving quest. And once again, we will bring the Silk Touch pick along. I need to get a little bit more inventory sorted, and then we'll be ready to go. I thought we should explore caves in a different direction, and so there is my house on the hill over there. And right over here, I found an entrance to a cave that looks like it's going to go down deep, down to where we might find some emeralds. And so I think we will just kind of hop down here and kind of see what happens. And as always, I'm not too worried about kind of getting back. The Brian method of getting back out of a cave is always just to dig a new path up to the surface. And so I also won't mind taking some fall damage, provided that I heal up before I start encountering too many mobs. And so I'm actually going to wait a moment to go ahead and heal up and kill off any initial mobs that are kind of right down here, and then we'll drink the speed potion. Oh, an abandoned mine shaft! That will make things even more interesting. Cave spiders, I think, are the one thing that I think always have the potential to kill me. Let's go ahead and drink this happy, drinky, speedy potion. And mine shafts do have the advantage. They can kind of, run directly through them very quickly, since you've got kind of nice straight hallways. They have the minor disadvantage that I was trying to place some torches on the ground, and I was failing. Ah, darn it. And I was failing because of the fact that the tracks were kind of in my way, and so I need to, as I'm running, be sure that I place torches kind of off to the side. That's what I need to do for tracks, and I hear some spiders over there. So before any more spawn there, I'm going to run away. I'm getting some lag issues all of a sudden. That is a normal spider. Nope, that's a spider jockey. Hello. But yes, I think we need to hit escape and give Minecraft a chance to catch back up. And yeah, I'm getting fraps lag. I'll be right back. Alright, hopefully now things are a little bit better. Hello, spider jockey. You are crazy. It is extremely rare, in my experience, to find spider jockeys underground. They so rarely spawn anyway that you just kind of rarely see them. And I find that when you're, not underground, when you're up, out in the world, you have kind of a lot more vision, kind of like distance to see out on the horizon, and so you're more likely to spot a spider jockey. And so I can't recall, people might correct me if I'm wrong, I can't recall if I have ever actually seen a spider jockey down inside a cave system before just now. And obviously you're talking to someone who has played a lot of Minecraft and done a lot of caving to be saying that. So people might point it out if I'm wrong, if we actually have seen a spider jockey downstairs before. But that's the first one that I recall actually seeing, and it seems like there's more down, but I'm going to try to stay up near the top. And I don't think I'm doing a great job of utilizing my speed potion, and yeah, I guess I'll focus on lighting things up first rather than actually trying to mine any materials right now. And we'll switch to mining mode after we have a whole lot more of this lit up. So let's try to get our sprint on again. Sprinty, sprinty. Oop. Definitely with the sprinty, sprinty, I have a chance of, well, not so much a chance, or I guess 100% chance of kind of overrunning any creepers that I tend to be running into. Okay, there's a spider spawner there, and so we are going to get poisoned. Let's go ahead and get a bunch of light. Actually, I don't care to keep these things alive, and so I will just destroy the spawner like so. I still have my food bars. I am going to go through this iron sword quickly if I try to destroy all of those, what do you call, spider webs, which doesn't seem too useful, so I'll just pick a different direction to go and continue lighting more things up. Ooh, and I see a chest. Me wanty. Alright, what have we won? Some stuff. I will take it. Oh, I did not bring an axe, which is often valuable to have in the mine shafts. Oh well, and I will go ahead and get the bread on the bar, and some blocks on the bar. The bread just so I'll clear up an inventory spot sooner once I eat it. Assuming I don't find so many... Oh, is there a ravine down here as well? There is a ravine down here as well. Which perhaps ought not surprise me, since it seems like... I feel like ravines are, ever since they were introduced, a little bit kind of overcommon in Minecraft. I feel like it's hard to ever get underground anymore without kind of cross-cutting a ravine, which leaves cave systems very rarely kind of discrete and individual. It tends to be you go down into one cave and it kind of connects with all the other caves in the world, because eventually there's a ravine or a mine shaft that it all kinds of connects through. And I think I kind of preferred it back in pre-beta, I don't know why I'm mining this all of a sudden, pre-beta 1.7. Back before there were the ravine, or I guess were there ravines then? No, yeah, it was 1.8 that I believe the ravines were introduced. And I need to create some more torches, torches, torches. But while I'm doing it, I need to make sure that a zombie doesn't kill me. There we go. And I hear a skeleton somewhere as well. But as we know, provided that you sing the song, torches, 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 Brian needs more torches, you'll never get killed while you're singing the song, even if you're just kind of stuck over here in your inventory screen. Alright, I do need to make sure I mine some coal as I'm going along, otherwise I'm going to run out of torches. And so, perhaps I'll just mine a little bit right here off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, here we go again. Zoom! Ha! Ooh, are we going down to lava? We are going down to lava. I will put that lava out, and I will pick a different direction to go right now, and then eventually we'll come back there, and the lava will be gone, and we will be able to run. Like this. Zoom! Oh, yes. Speed potions are now the only way. I hear more of the unpleasant guys. The only way... Oh, maybe it's not the unpleasant guy. Maybe it's just a big spider who is not nearly as unpleasant as his baby spider brethren. Yes, speed potions are like the only way to go explore an abandoned mineshaft now. Because there's all these nice long straight hallways that we can just run through. How much fun is that? I like to run. I like to go fast. Zoom! Alright. But still a bit of bupkis. I might need to make another cut in order to find some more exciting things, maybe? Or maybe there's some more over here? Hello? Is there more exciting mineshaft over here? The fact that there was some sand over there makes me wonder if we're under the ocean, but I thought I was still, like, already down at, like, level 30 or something, and so it looks like the ocean might be pouring in over here as well. Let's actually take a moment and check the Y coordinate. Oh, Y of 42. Yeah, I guess we might be under the ocean over here. Alright, I'm going to go find a different direction that looks a little bit more exciting, and then I'll bring you guys back in then. Okay, the speed has run out, but that's not a problem, because we'll just drink more. Huzzah. And now... sprint! Zoom! And I hear spiders. I think they're behind me, actually, but I have chosen to start running this way, and so I shall. Whee! Yes, this is definitely... I don't know why I never did this before in Minecraft. I never really got too much into the potion brewing, and I believe that was a mistake, because speed potions are super fun. And I guess the spiders that I'm hearing must be on a level below. Perhaps we'll get down there over here. No. I think I might have just lit up this whole area. Kind of do wish I had the axe in order to chop these things down. But yes, I think everything over here is a dead end, and it sounds like spiders are elsewhere. So, once again, I'm going to mine up some resources over in these dead ends, and I will see you guys in a bit. I think I might have just found those cave spiders that I heard. Or is that a big spider? From this distance, it's hard for me to tell. But from this distance, I can also kill him with a bow and arrow. Zoom! Let's go running over there and see what's going to happen. Alright, I might have just run past a cave spider spawner. Oh, this is so great being able to run this fast. What kind of spider are you? Yes, you guys are cave spiders. You guys are bad news. Alright, so we want to stay back. We want to kill any of the cave spiders who are over there. That one just bounced off of him. I hear a zombie. That just bounced off of him, too. Oh, it's because he's up in the ceiling, but the graphical glitch is causing him to appear on the floor. Gotcha. Alright, well, let's see. Oh, now he's coming. Uh-oh. And I'm poisoned. Awesome. Perhaps we will just run in a different direction for the moment. And another thing about the poison is it seems like... and I think it might be related to SMP kind of stuff again, or whatever. It seems like sometimes it's not like one tick every half second. Sometimes, like, the timing of it gets off or something. I might be wrong, but it seems like for a moment there, like, the poison got faster. But I think it still only will always do kind of like the 7 hearts of damage to you, or whatever the official amount is. Alright, these guys are trapped. So let's take out the spawner. Like that. And then I think I can kill... You are trapped on the ceiling, even though you're showing up on the floor. And so if I get through that, I might be able to hit you with my sword. Yes, I hit you. Awesome. Alright, super cool. So, I've managed to take out some cave spiders without dying, which makes me very happy. And yeah, once again now, I've lit up a few spots. While I still have the speed potion going on, there's more to go over here. Especially if I do something like... that. And there's also a cave system over here. But for now, I'm going to attempt to stay in the mine shaft. Because the mine shaft allows me to sprint. Oops. I didn't get my sprint on that time. Failure to sprint. Alright, and there is a cave system over here. Alright, let's do a little bit of caving as well. Whee! Yeah, I definitely... Another thing I've noticed, so one is, I've got this shovel, which I think is efficiency 4. Yup. Alright, an efficiency 4 shovel doesn't suck. Although, do you see that? There is a block right here that my client cannot see. Save and quit. Exploration and tactics. There's the block. And so I've been running into that bug more often. I think it happens most often when you have an efficiency tool and you're breaking many blocks at a time, and your client thinks that it broke another block, but the server didn't register breaking that block. And then anytime your client kind of gets into it, then the server says, wait a minute, there's a block there, and you kind of glitch out. And so that is another bad bug that they need to fix, because that's the kind of thing that'll really ruin your day in UHC, when all of a sudden you're kind of glitching into a block that's not there and start taking suffocation damage. So I say it a lot, I'll say it again. Fix your game, Jeb. I should start like bringing Dinnerbone into that discussion as well. And I think I've also mentioned, like, I have high hopes that now that they have unified the server and client codes, so they only have one code base to work on, that they will be more successful. So the other thing I was going to point out is this pick is sufficiently efficient that I can use the pick on things like dirt as well, and it actually mines it somewhat quickly as well. And so if you wanted to save an inventory slot and just like come down, I think this pick is efficiency 3, but just come down with like an efficiency 4 pick and no shovel, I think that would be a viable strategy, and you could just use your pick as a shovel. Alright, but I think I have plenty of coal. Yeah, I have plenty of coal at this point, and so let's continue, while I still have speed, to try to rush through the cave and light up more stuff. Whee! But it's very hard to keep the sprint going when there's a lot of jumping to do. Hey, I reached daylight again over here. And somehow I've managed to only explore the bits of the cave that seem to be above level 32 for the most part, and so I've been finding lots of iron. Not so much in terms of the other better resources, and so let's get back into the mine shaft and see if we can find other places to go down, I suppose. I guess this cave goes down, down, down. So, looks like there's some more lava down here, probably. So let's do that once again, just to make it less likely that I'm going to die in the lava. But let's go, whee! And this just circles around, alright. And I guess it's because it's a new area that I haven't lit up much of yet. Oh, here's more ravine. But there don't seem to be many mobs. And mobs are what make this exciting. And Brian likes exciting video on camera. And so I'm a little bit disappointed by this. Alright, I need to create some more. Torches, torches, torches! Brian makes a full stack of torches. Hooray! And my speed potion wore off again. Yeah, I think maybe I'll try to get down to the bottom of that ravine, so I'll meet you guys over there in a moment. Thirsty Brian! Glug, 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 glug. Ah! Alright, I think... Oh no, this is circling around to somewhere that I've been. I see, this is just another entrance into the ravine. But then I think there was another way to go over here. And if I have to jump down into the ravine, I'll jump down into the ravine. Ooh, this goes downhill. Can I sprint down this? Whee! Possibly. Possibly not. While I have had a lot of success in terms of key rebindings, one thing you'll note is that I actually used some chicken feathers and some gravel in order to get a number of arrows before I went on this particular expedition, so that I could get some more practice using the bow to take out enemies at range. But I was just starting to say something. Here we go. Now we're at the bottom of... Oh, wow, like a big area. And I think I might have just heard a creeper, so let's kind of run and turn around. Yep, there he is. Alright, he's almost dead. And hooray, I've gotten down to the gold lair. Because I see some gold over there. And all kinds of things. This is a big room over here. Oh, I love having the speed potions. Alright, I started doing like 2 different conversation topics already. This spider... Oops. I was going to say does not exist, but apparently he does exist. He just needed a moment to figure out his own existence. Right. So in any case, I am happy that I had the bow and arrow so that I could take out some enemies at distance, because I definitely need practice with that. I also need better practice kind of dodging the skeleton arrows as well. But then I was saying something else, and I already forgot now, maybe? Oh, it is so hard to keep a train of thought when all of a sudden you run into a dark room and there's a bunch of enemies around and you're trying to kill skeletons and you hear a creeper behind you and you're trying to keep the commentary going, and you're trying to make sure that the area stays torchlit so that people can actually see what's happening on the screen. A lot going on. And then you light up the room, and then it's all of a sudden it's like a big disappointment, because it's like, oh, it's all well lit and there aren't any bad guys around anymore. Other than one zombie that I hear over in this direction. Alright, maybe 2 zombies. Hello, zombie. You were one of the aforementioned zombies. Alright, this looks like it could be cool. And that looks like it could be deadly. And so, pour some water. Make sure we've got our food bars. I saw a creeper over there, but now I don't see him anymore. And I still hear a zombie somewhere. Perhaps he is somewhere below me. There's still a lot of light down there, too. I'm going to do another little water dousing. I think there's lava, like, under here somewhere. Yes, there is lava under here. And my water started trailing off, and I still haven't gotten to that lava. I'm always worried as I get down here. Yeah, cave spiders, lava, and fall damage are pretty much the only ways I think I'm ever likely to die in just kind of normal vanilla Minecraft. Cave spiders, you're only going to run into in a mine shaft, and so that's an easy way to kind of like mitigate the risk there. Lava, pretty much anytime I see it, I put it out. With no apologies to Zisto. Zisto, you're a crazy man with you and your lava buckets. Yeah, and people like using lava buckets on custom maps, and I find that they die as often to their own lava buckets as the lava buckets turn out useful for fighting the mobs. Be wary of lava, folks. Oops, fraps lag. Hold on. Alright, we'll see if that is corrected. Yes, it may be time for me to invest in some new computer hardware. I think at this point, disk may be the limiting factor and the thing that causes me the most trouble. I think I might have seen some lava down here as well. Yes, there's more lava. Oh, yep. Yikes. Well, that creeper that I never found apparently was right there. Fortunately, I heard him just in time. Ooh. Let's get to a safer position, assuming that there is a safer position somewhere around here. Alright, here's a relatively safe position to just back off and catch my breath. Yes. Creepers. I guess creepers, yeah, they're more deadly now. They might be another way that I could die. But yes, I was saying basically you can always, avoid the lava by putting the water out. You can only have to worry about cave spiders when you're in mine shafts. Fall damage. At some point I will start wearing some feather falling 4 boots, probably, because at some point I'm also going to just start harvesting ender pearls and using ender pearls to get around, just because it looks like it would be fun. Although I don't want to get too, I don't know, accustomed to, reliant upon, dependent upon that. Because that is something we can do in our own survival world, where we can farm ender pearls, but all of a sudden you go into other, PvP maps or multiplayer situations or different things, and you won't have unlimited ender pearls necessarily. And so it could be unhappy if you got too accustomed to ender pearling everywhere. Yes, but in any case, fall damage is the other thing. And I don't think I've actually died to a fall in quite a while, because I tend to be pretty careful when I get to ledges, and I seem to be the only person in the history of the world whose shift key has not actually failed them at the worst possible moment. I don't think I've ever been kind of holding shift and then actually had the shift key fail to kind of fall down. Alright, we're getting back into a mine shaft, and so we may need to worry about cave spiders. Where's this water coming from? Somewhere that I'm not easily going to be able to put it out, and so we'll just continue exploring. And now we're back outside the mine shaft. We're down at the lava layer now, so we might find some good resources. But I'm still just trying to do kind of, lighting up mode, as opposed to resource harvesting mode. Let's do that and that and that to make this water less pesky. But I think I need to get up to a higher platform of the mine shaft somewhere over here if I'm going to continue exploring the mine shaft. Maybe? Possibly? And yes, either because I've been circling around in the same location for a while, or because a little bit more of it is lit up now. Hello, skeleton. For whatever reason, you've not seen me. And so I will take advantage of that to kill you. Yes, it does seem like the mob spawns are starting to go up a little bit. I'm hearing a few more mobs in the distance, kind of every direction I go, as opposed to just pure silence, although it has gotten quiet over here again. Sigh. And at some point the sword is going to run out. I am aware of that fact. And so I guess technically the right thing to do is to go ahead and craft another one. And yeah, if I need to possibly make another cut, I will off camera go ahead and get another iron sword going, and I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, I quickly cooked up 2 pieces of iron to make another iron sword, leaving the other one around for future item repair. And, you know, it's not like I'm going to run out of iron, and so the item repair on the iron swords at this point is as much for the song as anything else, because I really enjoy singing the song every time I repair items. And I do enjoy the fact that I'm just getting kind of a little extra value. I see a creeper, who is exactly who I want to fight, because I want to see if I can kill you without dying. Okay, the water! I wanted to kill him without him exploding, but it didn't occur to me that I was going to get pushed by the water right into him, at which point that was not going to happen. But yes, that's an important lesson learned. Don't attack a creeper when you're standing in a water stream, unless you're prepared to take some damage. You, zombie, are you prepared to take damage? Apparently you were. You took so much damage that you died. Oh, poor sad zombie. I hear more footsteps somewhere, and it looks like there's somewhere to go up there. So let's try going up there. First, I need a bridge. Oh, up, 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 up. So one thing I am very good at, I believe, is blocking when I see a creeper. Yes, because I was talking, I've been kind of haphazard, as usual, in terms of my storytelling and different stuff. Hello, creeper. All right, you. Yes! I'm going to kill without having it explode on me. Good job, Brian. Yeah, I'm pretty good at always blocking with the sword when a creeper is about to explode, because, as I was saying at some point earlier, I, have keys remapped, and so basically the thumb button on my mouse is remapped to 1, and so anytime I hit the thumb button, boom, I switch to the sword, and you just have to right-click to block. And so as a result, it's just like I can kind of like thumb button, right-click, and then I'll be blocking in no time at all, and it's kind of also your automatic reaction, because you kind of thumb button and right-click if you just squeeze the mouse as hard as you can. And so, all of a sudden you hear a creeper, and it's just like, ah! And you're blocking. And so that works out very well for me. And so, for those of you who want to apply that strategy, I recommend it. In any case, it's always good to be able to switch to your sword quickly, I find. Both for fighting enemies and for blocking. Oh, and I'm not using a speed potion or anything over here, and I'm still down at the gold layer. I actually thought it was higher than that. I also need to eat some food. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to successfully sprint through anywhere over here. Well, maybe a little bit. And at this point, yes, we're kind of only in the midst of our epic caving adventure. I haven't mined up many resources, but my inventory is already starting to get cluttered full of all kinds of crap. And so I wonder if I should stop by the surface to kind of go drop off some inventory and then just dive back down into here, and then perhaps on the second pass we'll have lit up more of it and need to... I'm getting some frap slag again. So yeah, I was saying I think I might need to buy a faster disc and possibly a new graphics card. I've been thinking about both of those purchases. But right now, yes, all of a sudden, for no reason at all, I'm down to 3 frames a second. And I think we probably have enough video for today, and so perhaps this is a good place to end it. So we will pick back up here, where I am in a cave with a creeper swimming towards me in a water stream. It's a good place to end things. See you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.